Developments in Himachal Pradesh. The BJP has met with the Himachal Pradesh governor this morning. It was a 7:30 in the morning meeting that they had, coming a day after the Rajya Sabha stunner, where the Congress faced a serious setback after its candidate Abhishek Manu Singhvi lost to the BJP's candidate. There you can see the visuals from this morning with the BJP going in to meet with the governor. They're pushing for a division of votes during the assembly when the voting will take place on the finance bill, and this is because, remember, 6 MLAs yesterday of the Congress had gone missing. That is what the Chief Minister Sukhu too had said. Let's just listen in to what Jairam Thakur said after meeting with the governor this morning.
ये एक संकेत है कि लोकसभा के चुनाव में उत्तर प्रदेश 80 में से 80 सीट मोदी जी को तीसरे बार प्रधानमंत्री बनाने के लिए तैयार है।
देखिए, ये तो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की जो सेवा के कार्य रहे हैं, ये उसकी जीत है। एक संदेश दिया है देश की राजनीति में कि सेवा करेंगे तो आगे बढ़ेंगे।
इतना बड़ा बहुमत होने के बावजूद भी कांग्रेस हार गई राज्यसभा की। विश्वास प्रस्ताव कराएंगे, फ्लोर टेस्ट होगा, तो सारी चीजों को लेकर के आगे। मैं सबसे पहले तो भारतीय एक मिनट पहले तो मैं आज नाश्ता करके आ जाऊँ विधानसभा।
मेरे साथ चलो।
All right, so those are the visuals coming from the governor's house in Himachal Pradesh as the BJP has met with him, where they have pushed for a vote. Remember, the BJP is eyeing the Congress's weakness now in the state, and the fact that they have more support. They managed to get their candidate through in the Rajya Sabha elections, and the Jairam Thakur has said that they want a division of votes while passing the finance bill. As in Himachal, the BJP clearly seeing a chance of making the Congress government fall. Let's just listen into what Jairam Thakur said after meeting the governor.
जयराम सर, क्या मुलाकात हुई राज्यपाल से?
आराम से आराम से। ये पिछले एक मिनट पिछले कुछ दिनों से जो घटनाक्रम विधानसभा के अंदर चल रहा है, उस सारे घटनाक्रम की जानकारी महामहिम राज्यपाल महोदय जी को हमने दी है। और खास तौर से जिस तरह से विधानसभा के अध्यक्ष महोदय जी ने विपक्ष के साथ व्यवहार किया है और जो रुख अपनाया है, उस संदर्भ में हमने जानकारी दी है। बजट सत्र हिमाचल प्रदेश में आजकल चल रहा है विधानसभा में, और बजट सत्र में जो कट मोशन पर चर्चा होने के बाद जब मंत्री विभाग का उत्तर देते हैं, उसके बाद कट मोशन पर वोटिंग होती है। और वोटिंग के समय अगर वॉइस वोटिंग अपोजिशन वालों को कन्विंसिंग ना लगे तो वहां डिवीजन ऑफ वोट जो है वो मांगने का अधिकार है। और हमने उसी के लिए आग्रह किया था, लेकिन 2 बार आग्रह करने के बावजूद भी हमारी बात को नहीं सुना गया, हाउस को एडजॉर्न कर दिया गया। और ऐसी सूरत में जब सारी चीजों को लेकर के हम अध्यक्ष महोदय जी से मिलने के लिए सारे विधायक जा रहे थे, तो मार्शल खड़े कर दिए, और मार्शल खड़े करके विधायकों के साथ जो जिस प्रकार से व्यवहार हुआ है, धक्के मुक्की हुई, विधायक घायल हुए हैं, गले से पकड़ लिया विधायकों को मार्शल के माध्यम से। यह आज तक हिमाचल प्रदेश की विधानसभा के अंदर कभी नहीं हुआ। और उसके बाद जब हम उनको मिलने के लिए
That was Jairam Thakur speaking this morning after meeting with the governor. Let's go across to our reporters now. We're joined by Sunil for more. Ghazali will also join us with the latest there. But Sunil, a big blow to the Congress party, firstly losing the Rajya Sabha election, but more than that, now the possibility of actually losing the government in Himachal.
That's right. I think the last blip in North India is now being vulnerable. They have actually sent, two senior leaders, and I think they're trying to retrieve the situation after it's gone from bad to worse. And in this case, Mr. Hooda, as well as Mr. DK Shivkumar, two strongmen of the Congress party, to try and meet and speak with the MLAs and find if there is a way forward to save this government after the High Command has made a series of mistakes. There's all this blame being put on Mr. Sukhvinder Singh, but actually, truth be told, Mr. Karge, Rahul Gandhi, KC Venugopal have to take responsibility for what is clearly a decision of the High Command to put somebody who was a non-Himachali in the state of Himachal, given its context, given the way MLAs have worked in that state and have been very clear about it. Yes, there was resentment against the Chief Minister. What did the General Secretary in charge, Mr. Rajiv Shukla, do for this for the longest possible time? The Congress has to blame for this entire mess. They will try to retrieve the situation, but it seems extremely difficult given the fact that it's just not the 6 and the 3 independents. There are many within the party who are extremely resentful, and these are factions who had actually staked a claim against Mr. Sukhu and wanted to be chief minister in the run-up to the after the assembly election results. But clearly, as you heard Mr. Abhishek Singhvi yesterday say, a party with 25 MLAs has been able to win that seat, and this is clearly a shock defeat for the Congress party. But if they say that they weren't told, they were warned. They were warned not once but thrice. And the Congress High Command, being my way or the highway, has actually cost them dearly.
That's right. And Harsh Mahajan, also being a former congressman, in the state, clearly a lot of unhappiness with the chief minister. And what we're hearing from Ghazali is that the BJP, of course, pushing for a division of votes on the finance bill. The Congress may attempt to, dissolve the assembly, this session of the assembly today itself, adjourn the session today itself.
Yeah, so there are two processes. Absolutely, as you rightly said, Jairam Thakur is trying to use the governor now to ensure that a floor test takes place, or on the floor of the assembly, some kind of voting is ensured so that those 6 MLAs and the 3 independents who are now under the safeguard of the Haryana government with CRPF security as well as Haryana police will be brought in to ensure that the government falls. But having said that, the Congress also is doing a counter-attack by issuing notices to them through the speaker for why action should not be taken under the anti-defection law. So there are 2 parallel processes. But as I said, the 2 strongmen from the Congress, Mr. DK Shivkumar and Mr. Hooda, on their way to Chandigarh and then Shimla, and hopefully will be able to speak to the MLAs as well and see if there is a way out and whether this government can be saved. This was the only blip for Congress party in North India, and I can't believe that the Congress High Command, Mr. Karge, Mr. KC Venugopal, Rahul Gandhi, who's now in Cambridge, allowed a government to fall without doing their due homework and necessary steps to ensure that at least the Himachal Pradesh government should have remained safe and not become an embarrassment with the Rajya Sabha election.
All right, Sunil, thanks so much for joining us. With that meeting between Jairam Thakur and the governor is over. Earlier, Jairam Thakur did say they're going to push. What we did learn was they were going to push for a division of votes. Let's go across to Ghazali now for the very latest. And Ghazali, a huge setback to the Congress yesterday and now a bigger crisis on their hands. To give us the latest.
So the latest is that the BJP's delegation led by Mr. Jairam Thakur was meeting the governor a short while back. What we are picking up is that the meeting is over and now he'll come out to explain that what the governor has assured him of. Now, see, the Congress knew this very well days in advance when the BJP had fielded their candidate, because it appeared as if Mr. Manu Singhvi will be elected unopposed because Congress had the numbers. But alarm bells should have rung back then when the BJP fielded its candidate, knowing that they don't have the numbers. And many Congress leaders in the state had raised this concern that perhaps Mr. Sukhu is not addressing the grievances of some of the disgruntled MLAs who could not be accommodated in the government or even in the cabinet expansion. So now, yesterday, the chief minister, if you see the statement of the chief minister yesterday saying that 6 MLAs have perhaps been kidnapped or whisked away from Himachal, it looked very poor of the chief minister that being a chief minister of the state, while everybody was in the assembly, how could Haryana police manage to get into Himachal with the help of CRPF and get away with those 6 MLAs, and they were brought into Haryana's Panchkula district. And even now, what we are picking up is that nobody knows the location of those 6 MLAs because the BJP leaders didn't allow them to return to Himachal, perhaps waiting for this entire division of votes today in the assembly session when the budget has to be passed. And if the budget doesn't get passed through the voting, through voice vote, that is exactly why BJP thinks that there will be Congress MLAs who will not support this government. They will not support the budget, which will be read out by the chief minister himself. And then perhaps they'll ask for the division of vote, physical voting, and where they will try to prove that the government is in minority, and hence the protest.